video is brought to you by Saraswati Vidyalaya Union, and this is Prapti. Today we are going to study about the respiration and circulation. From this chapter we are going to study about the Sphygmomanometer. Now let's see what is this Sphygmomanometer. Now the next topic is there, so that is known as the measurement of blood pressure. Okay, how to measure this blood pressure? See that whenever you are not feeling well, so that time doctors are checking your blood pressure. Okay, many times nowadays the persons are checking their blood pressure at home only. So how to check this blood pressure? So for checking the blood pressure, the instrument which is used, that instrument which is known as the Sphygmomanometer. See that I don't have that instrument right now, so but with the help of diagram I can explain you very well. So see that this is the Sphygmomanometer, and with the help of this Sphygmomanometer, the doctors are checking this blood pressure. Now here in this, now I'll explain the structure of this Sphygmomanometer. So this is the mercury manometer. On this mercury, so here, so there are the changes takes place into this mercury. So these changes are due to the blood pressure. So that mercury is going up, going down, so due to the blood pressure. So that is known as the mercury manometer. See that this is a tube-like structure is present. So at one side, this tube-like structure is attached to this mercury manometer, and on the other side, this bulb is present. That rubber bulb is present. Okay, and here, if you have seen here, with see that here I have given it consists of inflatable rubber back cuff covered by a cotton cloth. See that here there is the presence of inflated rubber cuff. Okay, so here inflated rubber back cuff is present, and this inflated rubber back cuff which is covered by the cloth, that cotton cloth. Okay, at the hospital, see that they are just wrapping around your arm something, that that cloth they are wrapping around your arm. Okay, so that cloth inside it, what is present? That is presence of inflated rubber back cuff which is covered by a cotton cloth. Okay, so here as I have already told you, it is connected. It is connected with the help of tubes. See that it is connected with the help of this tube. So with the help of tube to the mercury manometer. As I have already told you, by one tube it is attached to the mercury manometer, and on the other side this other tube is there, so that is consists of this rubber bulb. Okay, so they are pressing it. Just remember this one. They are pressing that rubber bulb, means they are creating the pressure. Okay, so this instrument, now how they are measuring this blood pressure? This instrument, before this measurement of this blood pressure, doctors are telling you to lie down. Doctors are telling you to lie in the sleeping position. After the sleeping position, then doctors are keeping this Sphygmomanometer, this instrument at the level of your hand, at the level of your body. Okay, never they are keeping on their table and then they are measuring. Never like that. Wherever you are sleeping now, so at the level of your heart. Generally at the level of your heart only they are keeping this instrument. Okay, see that I have written it. So person is asked to lie in a sleeping position, as I have already told you. The instrument is placed at the level of heart, and cuff is wrapped around the arm. So then first they are telling us to lie down. Okay, and then they are wrapping that cuff around our arm. They are not wrapping it very tightly or very loosely. So how they are wrapping means gently they are wrapping around our upper arm. Okay, then after wrapping around the upper arm, so the cuff is inflated till the brachial artery is blocked. So then this cuff is inflated. So they are applying pressure on this rubber bulb. After applying the pressure on this rubber bulb, so what happened? That pressure is applied on this. So here, so then this brachial artery which is present here, so this brachial artery which is get blocked due to this external pressure. So there is no supply of any blood. So these blood pressure, so here as I have given, that brachial artery is blocked. This brachial artery which is blocked due to the external pressure, which is applied by this rubber ball. Okay, then doctors with the help of stethoscope, they are measuring this. Okay, that brachial artery, that pulse, they are measuring with the help of stethoscope, or what the doctors are doing with the help of their hand also, they are keeping their hand on the wrist, and with the help of that radial artery also they are checking that pulse rate. And after that, about the blood pressure. So here, then after applying the blood pressure in the curve, then they are slowly lowered till the first pulsatile sound is coming. Say that they are releasing, they are using here one of the screw-like structure is there. With the help of that, then they are slowly releasing that pressure. See that, then the pressure in the cuff is slowly lowered till the first pulsatile sound is here. At that time, that first pulsatile sound is coming, and that sound which is measured, which is observed, which is heard during this measurement, that sound which is known as a carrot cuff sound. That sound. This, whatever I have written with the help of blue color, it is very important for your examination view. Okay, so after releasing that pressure, that sound is coming, that first pulsatile sound is coming, that is known as a carrot cough sound. And then this sound which is heard, so that is during the measurement of BP. Then slowly they are releasing this blood pressure. Then that external pressure they applied over there. So slowly they are releases that blood pressure. After releasing the blood pressure, okay, but before that, whatever the pressure is observed on this, when they wrapped it, okay, at that time, so when they inflated this curve, at that time they are observing that systolic blood pressure on this manometer, that mercury manometer. Okay, and then after releasing that external pressure, okay, after releasing the external pressure, then they are measuring the pressure on this mercury manometer. So that pressure is known as the diastolic pressure. Means that time they are measuring the systolic blood pressure also and diastolic blood pressure onto this manometer, that mercury manometer. So generally the normal blood pressure is 120, that is the systolic blood pressure, and diastolic blood pressure is 80 mmHg. See that mmHg means here with the help of mercury it is measured. The simple thing is there, that sphygmomanometer in that instrument. So that cotton cloth is over there, that inflated bulb is, that cuff is present, they are wrapping around the upper arm, then they are applying the external pressure. After applying the external pressure, this artery, that brachial artery is there, which is superficially located. So this artery get blocked. After the blocking this artery, then here this manometer is showing the blood pressure. That blood pressure is known as a systolic blood pressure. Okay, then they are releasing that blood pressure, that external pressure they are releasing. So then the sound comes, the first pulsatile sound comes. It is known as a carrot cough sound. And after releasing the blood pressure, so then they are observing the pressure indicated in this mercury manometer. That pressure is the diastolic pressure. Okay, now remember this one. Here, this blood pressure, the normal blood pressure is 120/80 mmHg. So this blood pressure, many times the blood pressure increases. It becomes more than this, 140/90 mmHg or 140/100 mmHg. Okay, and sometimes this blood pressure becomes less than this. Means it becomes 160 or the 170 mmHg or less than that also. Very less than that. Okay. So that time, whenever it becomes more than 120, so approximately 140 or approximately 180, 120 mmHg. How much I am saying? 180, 120 mmHg. Means it is very high blood pressure. So that time, that one of the disorder is there. So that is known as the hypertension. Hyper means more, tension means blood pressure. So it is known as the hypertension. And whenever that blood pressure is low, less than this 100, less than the 120 means approximately 90-60 you can say. So that time that blood pressure, it is known as the hypotension. Okay, now here see that suppose I'm giving one example related to the electricity. If suppose that normal electricity is going on, normal flow of that electricity is there, but suddenly the voltage increases. Okay, so what happened? So that particular object, so there is a loss of that particular object. यानी अगर टीवी चल रहा है, अचानक से वोल्टेज कम डाउन हुआ, या फिर फ्रिज चल रहा है, अचानक से वोल्टेज कम हुआ, अगर तुम लोगों ने मोबाइल भी लगाया चार्जिंग को और अगर वहाँ पे फ्लक्चुएशन रहेगा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी में, so there will be the damage of that objects, there will be the damage of that TV, there will be the damage of mobile, there will be the damage of fridge. The same thing happen in the human body also. अगर ब्लड प्रेशर अगर कम हो रहा होगा, suddenly that blood pressure increases or decreases, so then there is a hypertension, and then due to what happened, then there is a damage of that particular organ. So wherever that arteries are providing blood, so that organ get damaged. For example, kidney get damaged, for example heart get damaged, for example lungs get damaged, or the liver get damaged. So that is due to what? Due to this hypertension. Okay, in this hypertension, so here that artery which are providing the blood, so that you can say that that artery, the bursting, that artery gets burst, or the arteries which providing blood to the eyes. If suppose there is problem in the blood pressure, that suddenly if suppose this much blood pressure is there, and that blood vessel, it cannot manage this blood pressure, so then artery, there is rupturing of that artery, so that person becomes blind. If suppose that artery is providing blood to the nephron, and this much is blood pressure, so there is a damage of that nephron, there is a damage of that kidney. So that is due to this hypertension. That is one of the disorder that is known as the hypertension. So whenever these arteries are providing blood to the brain also, so if suppose due to the hypertension, so then there is the damage to the brain also, that person can undergo the coma. Okay, so as well as under the condition of hypertension, the heart uses more energy for pumping, which causes angina pectoris. Which causes angina pectoris means what? That is mild chest pain.